Happy Sunday. Hey, happy Sunday. Nothing like a hot cup of tea, is there? Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome to this Christmas edition of Sunday Elevenses. I have an excuse of a Christmas jumper on. I have Christmas tree in the background. You can't see it, but there is snowy, frosty, I think technically it's frost, but it looks utterly glorious. And for the maximum sound effects, if you listen very carefully in the background, it sounds like reindeer walking across the roof with their clompy hooves. But actually it's Woody chomping on a little yak bar. So good morning, Carol. Hey, Jim. Hey, Mark. And hey, everybody. I'm excited today. I'm excited about a special Christmas edition of Sunday Elevenses. And I'm excited about snow and frost. So it seems like some of us have got gorgeous snow. Some of us have got gorgeous frost. Lots of people don't have either. I hope you haven't got slushy rain. We did a lot of driving yesterday. Went to see Mr. Adorable's family. And check this out, I've got a new mug. Mrs. Adorable gave me, Mr. Adorable's mum, gave me this mug for Christmas. It's got two little, or four technically, little bumblebees on it. It says, kind, happy, and the bees are there. So I think the point is it's be kind, be happy. And because Mrs. Adorable is an avid listener and watcher, well, listener probably, I doubt she sits and watches it. She's got better things to do with her life, of Sunday Elevenses. She said, oh, you can have it for your, Sunday Elevenses. So that's lovely. Thanks for the lovely tree comment, Jim. I'm not sure, you know. Justine, hello, more. We'll finish it for you. Ning. Hey, Donna. Hey, Sarah. Oh, it's lovely to see you all. Hey, Kath. I have to say, I lost a bit of interest this year. I lost heart in the tree. I bought all of these 3 years ago, a big sort of changeover. I thought, oh, I quite fancy going for a sort of peacocky style, lots of greens. And I don't know, I get bored. After you put it up and then put the lights on and fought with that, I've lost interest. Probably what I should do is pace it. That's the seasonal Christmas people there are going to tell me that the thing to do is do it in stages and then you don't get overwhelmed with tinselitis. Because it's all right. I think next year I'm going to go super rustic and just sort of fir cones and oranges. And I do like a traditional Christmas. Yeah, so this year we get that. I look very pale today, like the snow, don't I? I've got a very bright light on over there. Who's got melted? Keith's moaning because it's all melted. His snow's gone. Mark doesn't have anything. It's all melted overnight. Oh, Mark, your 5 inches is all gone. Oh, Mark made a 5-inch snowman, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he, she, them, they. And actually, when I looked at it on Instagram, I think he's being a little, what's the word? What are you being a little? It's Sunday morning. Why do I even bother talking on a Sunday morning? We should just all watch the colour and movement. I should do like a Tony Hart thing. You should send in pictures and we'll all just draw together. He's being a little unkind to himself because actually it was more like 4 foot rather than 5 inches. So anyway, Jim says get someone else to decorate it. Oh, that's all good. Yeah, Sarah, tell me about it. They're taking the tree down. I know, but that's the sad thing as well, isn't it? When you take it down, you sort of with all the bits everywhere. But then, do you know what I love about taking Christmas decorations down? Is suddenly your house feels like 4 times bigger than it did for a month. You think, oh, like you got an extension. For the next few days, you're walking around going, "Oh, it feels really big in here." So that's nice. Anyway. Thanks for the beautiful tree comments. It's very kind of you. I don't really, wasn't going to do it in here today, but I thought, oh, I can't be bothered to go to this. It's terrible, isn't it? We know each other too well now. I couldn't be bothered to go to this shed and get tinsel and reindeer outfit and all that kind of jazz. So I thought they'll only mock me. So I thought I'll turn it around and I'll do it in front of the tree. Kath's got frost on frost. Ah, yeah, that's the problem. See, we've got frost, but it seems to have, I don't know whether it's because we're quite east in Lincolnshire, but it seems to have not been frost on frost. So where I was yesterday, it was snow and frost on frost, and it was like an ice rink. Walking Woody was a nightmare. We're going to walk him after this. We're going to go to the woods. Can't wait. But outside here, it's just been constantly cold enough that it's constantly frosty, so it's not melted enough to refreeze again. And it's been utterly glorious. In the morning, when you've just had, you know, extra cold overnight, I wake up every morning, it feels so Christmassy. Which is strange, isn't it? Because in the UK, if you're watching this in the US, I know I have a lot of US viewers and a lot of Canadian viewers, I think Christmas is synonymous with snow in most of the states and most of Canada as well. But in the UK, it's not. Christmas is synonymous with grey, dank, miserable, brown, mud, wet. We pray for snow every year. We never get it. So anyway. So listen, I need to know before we finish this off, because there's a delay, right? And we've only got half an hour together, as always. I have to know, we've got to get this in now, and I'm going to keep churning it out throughout the rest of today. I've got to know what your must-see Christmas films are for this year. I want a list, right? Because I'm not a big Christmas film fan. There, I've said it. I don't mind revealing some things to you. But I'm not a huge Christmas film fan, but I do love, obviously, Muppets Christmas Carol. Some of you have been, bless you, have asked, if Mr. Adorable likes Muppets Christmas Carol now. He doesn't. It is like living with the Grinch. He doesn't like decorating the Christmas tree. He walked in after I'd done even just phase one, because I have 3 phases of Christmas decorations. I think that's normal. After phase one, he walked in and went, yeah, I think definitely more is your sort of Christmas theme, isn't it? Can you believe it? So, yeah, it is like living in Muppets Christmas Carol with Michael Caine, I suppose. But I watched that on my own. That's okay. Secret to a happy relationship is watch the Muppets in private. Die Hard. Oh, now Sarah, this has become a classic Christmas. I've never seen Die Hard. I'm not into kind of like punchy, bloody, beat 'em up, nasty movies. But Die Hard is the sort of classic Christmas movie, isn't it? Miracle on 34th Street, I think you'll find it is, not 31st Street, Keith. But if there has been a miracle on 31st Street, then we should definitely include that, because any miracle is worth mentioning. But there was a significant one on 34th Street, so significant that they made 2 films out of it. I've never seen the original, the black and white 34th Street, but the one with Richard Attenborough in is utterly brilliant. And isn't that it makes me want to be Father Christmas. I've had this secret thing, I'll tell you about it now. I've had this secret thing where I've wanted to be Father Christmas for a very long time. I want to grow my beard out, put like white makeup on, and like, rose my cheeks up and little pince-nez. So yeah, another couple of years now, I reckon, and I'll do that. Elf. Jim, I've got a brilliant story to tell you about Elf in a second. I'm going to come back to it. Wonderful Life. Wonderful Life. I don't think you mean Wonderful Life, do you? The film, It's a Wonderful Life? It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, fine. Jingle All the Way, Single All the Way. Mark, is this you typing wrong again? Mark says Single All the Way is cheesy but fun. Yeah, Justine, I agree. So Jim, Justine, totally get it. It's a Wonderful Life. Now, Woody and I, Mr. Adorable's working on Christmas Day, so Woody and I are on our own Christmas, so we're going to get up and we're going to put our pyjamas on, and we're going to watch Christmas films all day, the ones that we're not allowed to watch, the fun, nice ones we're not allowed to watch when the Grinch is here. So It's a Wonderful Life will definitely be on there. But I want to tell you about, Kath, yes, you told me about this last time. The boy, the fox, the mole, the horse, the other one is this year's animation. That, I reckon, is going to become like the iconic snowman animation. Years ago when the snowman came out, and it's essential Christmas viewing for all kids, I think. It's like a rite of passage to Christmas. I think the boy, the fox, the mole and the horse is going to become our new version of that. Yeah, Snowman. Scrooged, I haven't seen, Jim. God, you are on this, gang. You are loving the Christmas films. Polar Express, do you know what, Carol? Carol, I've seen it. And I tried to see it all the way through and I couldn't. And then I tried to see it a second time. I'm just not into the Polar Express. I love a Christmas film, but I can't. Anyway, but the new one that we saw the other day. Keith says The Gruffalo's Child is a bit special. The one that we saw the other day is Arthur Christmas by Aardman. Now, I think I had heard of it, but I'd never seen it. Turns out, super late to the party. It was 2011. You must see it. Even if you don't like Christmas films, it's got amazing adult humour and non sequiturs and like little subtle things. I was absolutely roaring with laughter at bits of it. And it takes a lot for me to laugh out loud at films and TV shows. Like I find stuff funny and I might sort of smirk or smile or something, but I was roaring with laughter. It's absolutely brilliant. Good morning, Jez. I love these. Die Hard is Christmas. Yeah, Die Hard is Christmas. You're right. Noel with Anna Kendrick. Guys, it's almost too much. Gruffalo's Child, I've not seen. I need to see that as well. Now, if nothing else, we've created a comprehensive list of like a go-to. We can all flick through and enjoy these. Maybe we should, after Christmas, we'll rate them and come back and we can have like the best Christmas film of all time. We should do a video about that. It's funny, isn't it, what you do at Christmas with little rituals and stuff. I have to say, by the way, I've been really getting quite into the whole Christmas food thing. You know, Christmas cake, which I'm going to come to in a second. Christmas mince pies. You know, obviously we did that mince pie thing last week. An awful lot of those to get through. I had to give some away. So we've, you know, been getting through mince pies. Can you hear the reindeer? We've, you know, cake, all sorts. So I have to say, I'm on fruit. My 11s today is an apple and a tangerine, because I just a bit, after a while, your body just says, can we just have a little less carbs and a little less fat? Any chance we could like level this out a little bit? So listen, gang, what I have been doing, oh, Buddy the Elf, right, I have to tell you about that. Thanks so much, thank you, Keith. You honestly, you have to really keep me on track, because I'm all over the place sometimes. Oh, Freya says check out Spirited. Okay, cool. Spirited, we'll have a little look as well. What is this? Tayyar says Miracle on 47th Street. For crying out, what is it with you and your streets? There's a miracle on the 47th. Keith's got one happening on the 31st. It's 34th, people. It's only one number you have to remember. Two numbers that are together, 34th. Anyway, thanks for all of these. These are brilliant. So Buddy the Elf, let me tell you this. So I went to school with a guy called Adam, and very sadly, he passed away. He had brain tumours and died. And every year, but he loved Elf. That was his favourite film. And one year he decided to change his name on Facebook to Buddy the Elf. And he would send people, because this is Adam all over. He was such a prankster, a real lover of life. I never ever saw Adam cry. I never saw him be angry. I don't think I ever saw him frown. He was happy, silly, joyful the whole time. He was in many ways the embodiment of Christmas. A lovely, 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 lovely guy who I know lots of us still really miss. So he decided it would be funny to change his name on Facebook to Buddy the Elf, change the profile picture to Buddy the Elf, and he used to message random people he'd never met before and tell them that they were on Santa's naughty list or they were on Santa's nice list. And over a very short period of time, it sort of went a bit viral, and he had like tens of thousands of people linking him and adding him as a friend. And it got a bit out of control. So he realized, actually, this is a bit out of control and I don't have a Facebook account anymore. So I'll change my name back. And Facebook wouldn't let him change his name, because obviously the algorithm, the computer, was saying, no, you've told us your name is Buddy the Elf. Like you want to change it to Adam and his surname. That's a completely different name. Clearly you're an imposter, or you can't. So they wouldn't let him change it. So it had to be Buddy the Elf. So when he sadly died, there were so many people in that network when the message went up that he'd died and he'd been ill, changed their profile pictures to Buddy the Elf in sympathy. People that had never met him before, that had interacted with him, or that had been told they were on the naughty list and found it funny. And when they found out the news, they saw it as a sort of, you know, a gesture. They changed their profile picture. And every year, there's still many people that change their profile picture on the anniversary of Adam's death, which I think is just a really, really wonderful thing. Yes, so I promised you a couple of weeks back that I would show you how to make Mary Berry's fruit cake, but as a Christmas cake. Gang, this has been epic. It has been such a big thing. I'm going to play it now. I've got a short video. I'm going to show you exactly how to make it and what goes in it. You have still got time. It's not one of these things where, you know, you have to, you know, make it a month in advance and feed it. Although I will say, definitely go easy on the feeding. I've never fed a cake before, but this, you just trickle over a tiny little bit of like brandy. I was glugging it in. I was pouring it, thinking, I don't know how, I guess it absorbs it, but you can really taste it. So anyway, let's have a little quick look here. I'm hoping this is going to work. But fingers crossed, if it doesn't, there'll be a quick little jig. I'll come back to me and then I'll sort it out. So here is the Christmas cake VT, I think. It's not, no. 1 second. Christmas cake VT coming in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, so welcome to this very quick video. I'm laughing because it's going wrong already. Welcome to this very quick video where I'm going to show you how to make Mary Berry's classic. That's Billie Holiday, that's not Mary Berry. Not even in a young youthness. But Mary Berry's classic Christmas fruitcake. It's actually a classic fruitcake, but it's, you know, perfect for Christmas. There's all of the ingredients lined up. I'm going to take you through what to do, how to do it, and how to prepare as well. But first of all, I need to get Christmas carols on. So carols from Kings. Woody is not impressed with the attention that you're getting, and make myself a cup of tea. So hold on tight, because there's a lot of ingredients and there's quite a lot of prep. So first up, get yourself a cup of tea or some mulled wine. I'm following exactly, hello Poppet, as Mary says. First of all, you need a 23 centimetre cake tin, or roughly 23 centimetres if you haven't got 23 centimetres. And then it says to grease the tin and then line it with a circle of parchment paper at the bottom, then a strip of parchment paper twice around the outside, and then another layer of parchment paper. Now, I'm not Mary Berry, and I'm not really a professional baker either, but that all seems a little bit overkill to me. Why don't you just grease the tin or just put a layer in there? But anyway, I've done as she said. Who am I to question her? So, in this bowl here, epic bowl of fruit, there is 400 grams of currants, 223 grams of sultanas, 223 grams of raisins, 175 grams of glacé cherries, 175 grams of apricots snipped into little pieces, you can see that, 75 grams of peel, and 4 tablespoons of brandy left overnight. I've actually left it 3 days. In the little mixer bowl here, which I'm actually looking already, I'm not entirely sure that everything's going to fit in this mixer bowl, but in the mixer bowl, I'm going to place 275 grams of plain flour, half a teaspoon of grated nutmeg. I use actual nutmeg because I find that the flavour from real nutmeg grated is much nicer than the sort of, you know, already ground dried stuff that you get. 3/4 of a teaspoon, what's the point, of mixed spice, 400 grams of butter, 400 grams of demerara or dark brown, soft brown sugar. If you want to, you can actually switch that out like for like, 400 grams of honey. So I'm going to do a bit half and half because that's what we did on James Martin's Saturday morning and it turned out gorgeous. 5 organic eggs, 65 grams of flaked almonds. Don't put them in if you've got a nut allergy, sort of obviously. A tablespoon of black treacle, which, P.S., isn't this just the cutest? It's so nostalgic, isn't it, this tin? I love that they haven't changed it. If you are from Abraham Lyle and Sons, please never change your packaging. It's so nostalgic. I think about my grandma every time I pick one of these up, or a golden syrup tin. I love it. The zest of 1 lemon, which obviously needs to be unwaxed, and the zest of 1 orange. So that's going to be boring for me to watch. I'm going to do it now. Join me in 20 seconds. It's going to be 5 minutes while I measure all this out and get it into this bowl and then work out how on earth we're going to put that and all of the ingredients into this little bowl. If you are KitchenAid, can you make bigger bowls for Mary Berry's cake, please? Thanks. Right, so all of that epic amount of ingredients is now in this bowl. All ready to get mixed up. So you chuck it in a mixer and mix it together. Absolutely is going to be so much easier if you've got a stand mixer. But you know, if you want to do it like the good old days, then give it a good beating by hand. Sort of vaguely remember my grandma baking cakes. She never used a stand mixer, she always used to bake by hand. But that is looking pretty gorgeous in there. While that's doing that, you're going to put the oven on only 140 degrees Celsius fan, because it's going to cook for between 4 hours and 15 minutes and 4 hours and 45 minutes. So sort of set the timer at about 4 hours, I suppose, 4 hours 15. Check on it. I'm going to give it a little poke as well, a little skewer. But our work isn't done yet. This epic amount of stuff, obviously I'm going to combine next the plumped brandy infused fruits with all of the ingredients of the cake. Then we're going to pop it into this cake mix. It does not look like it's going to go in that tin. And then we're going to decorate it before it goes in the oven. So it's going to get decorated with whole blanched almonds. And then we're going to cover it again with another piece of parchment paper. I suspect Mary Berry is probably sponsored by Parchment Paper R Us, because there's a lot of it being used in this. Before we put it in the oven for a nice slow bake. It's like all good things, isn't it? Low and slow. That's how you infuse all the great flavour. So I'm going to crack on with this. I'll see you in 20 seconds when we're pouring it in a bowl so you can see that it doesn't fit and spills all over the edge. Yay! My kitchen, not yours. Doesn't matter about the mess. You can laugh, I can't. I'll cry. Actually, it all pretty much fitted in, but I probably wouldn't recommend it because it was starting to billow over the sides. Crikey, that's heavy. So maybe fold in by hand the fruit, I think. If Mary Berry is watching this, she'll be going, yes. I'm just not sure that this cake tin is going to be big enough. It seems like a heck of a lot of mixture to go into such a small tin. Now, I think this might not be a 23 centimetre tin, and I think we might have to put some more in. I'm not entirely sure that's going to fit in here. So I think what I'm going to end up with is a whatever centimetre tin this is. Maybe it's only a 20 centimetre or 21 or something, and a small one. So I'm going to go grab another cake tin. I wonder if you can taste the... measure the brandy. Measure the... So I've prepped another tin, but I have to be honest, I'm not faffing about cutting all that paper and stuff, so I've just greased this one. So we'll see how this goes. I suspect because of the dark sugar and the treacle that the propensity for it to burn is quite high, which may be the reason for all of that paper shenanigans. But honestly, felt like I was an origami expert or something by the end of all of that, cutting bits of paper out and stuff. Why is baking like art and crafts? The art and crafts movement that people, they were keen amateur bakers or something like that. So anyway, I'm dishing this in here. Now obviously it goes without saying that as I was, putting all these ingredients in and cracking 5 eggs in, I realised there's an epic amount of ingredients here. So clearly it's not your common old fruit cake, it's not something you're going to bake often, but I really wanted this year, first Christmas in the new house, it's been a really busy year. I just wanted to do something a little bit special this year, and this, following this recipe, seemed like a really good way to do that. So, you could halve the ingredient. Good luck halving 5 eggs, but you could halve it or third it or something if you didn't want to, make all of this. And it is not a cheap cake to make because of the amount of ingredients you've got in there. However, it's not, it's going to last. It's got a lot of sugar in it and a lot of sugary things, and it's got a lot of brandy in it. I mean, I suppose, if you don't drink, you could swap that out for something else, or just don't put it in. You could put masala in here as well, actually, instead of, not tikka, but masala wine in here instead of brandy or whatever liquor you want, I suppose. You can't really taste it. I mean, I probably glugged in a bit too much, so again, couldn't be bothered to measure out a tablespoon. I am my grandmother's grandson. She never measure anything, which is why nobody can ever bake quite like her, because it was a bit potluck. I'm not so hot on cherries, but we've got a few left, so maybe I'll do that as well. Let's make it mega traditional. You can always pick the bits out. I used to do that when I was younger, pick the bits out I didn't want. So I'm going to do that, then cover it with a piece of greaseproof paper, and it's going to go in the oven alongside each other. Now, because I'm baking 2, it could well be actually that takes a little bit longer, but I'll see you in 4 hours and we'll see what's going on. I'm hungry now. And this is it, 4 hours later, with a skewer. I don't have a skewer, so kind of regular intervals, which is very similar to an interval, but slightly different measurement. I haven't got time to go into it now. And then you feed it, whoops, with brandy. I guess you just sort of drizzle it into the, it's probably about right, isn't it? Wrap it in, according to Mary, 2 layers of greaseproof paper and then some tin foil, and that'll keep for up to 3 months. Allegedly. Be lucky if it's still there on Christmas Day. Gorgeous! So there you go. And it was a bit of a long video, that, but it was an epic thing to make, but gorgeous, so definitely do it. Now, while that was happening, the comments are alight with Kath and Carol, who are using newspaper and wallpaper to line their cake tins. I sort of get it, but equally, I mean, why don't you just line... Surely greasing the tin, that's the whole point. You line it with, butter or something, or grease it, and then it doesn't stick. I don't understand why you why you do that and the paper. The paper's not going to stick to it, is it? Or maybe it does, I don't know. But anyway, I've just never known so much. It was almost like somebody saying, now don't forget, if you're going to go out, wear your belt, but double loop it around your waist and also wear braces, just in case your trousers fall down. Which I have had happen before. But anyway, so what I loved about that was it kind of reminded me of all the rituals you get at Christmas. I missed a trick, really. We should have done that this year. I should have had you tell me all your Christmas rituals, because one of the things I really love is going to different people's houses at Christmas and seeing how they do Christmas. And it feels so normal and right for you, but for somebody else, it's completely different. Some people wait until the Queen's speech. Oh, God bless her. Oh, gang, it's going to be the King's speech this year, which, by the way, is a really good film. I suspect the actual King's speech probably isn't going to be as good as the film, but, so we'll have some people wait till the King's speech and then they unwrap their presents at the King's speech. Some people unwrap their presents first thing in the morning. Some people stretch them out through the whole day. Some people wait until they've had dinner and then do the presents. And I love all those little rituals you have. And the Christmas cake thing, I don't know, it was a really lovely ritual. I've just about finished. I've got a little bit left of the sort of, the secondary one, which, considering it was a lot thinner and probably overcooked and whatever, actually tasted great. So I'm really looking forward to cutting into the proper one, which I fed just yesterday. I ran out of brandy because I used so much of it in those cakes. So as you could see in the video, I was kind of pretty much just the last bit of the bottle. So it's basically a bottle of brandy went in there. And I felt I should feed it some more. I don't know. So I fed it some more, but I'd run out of brandy, so it's got sherry in it as well. So we'll see what happens. Carol's saying, we've got this lovely little conversation going here. Kat said, Carol, does your mum keep it? My mum uses the same bit of paper and string every year. No. Kath, this is amazing. So that bit of paper that I lined the tin with, your mum keeps that bit of, and so that's her Christmas cake, lining. That is such a cute traditional thing. Gosh, and what a lovely thing to hand on. I'm really surprised that it doesn't perish. I suppose after a few Christmases, I don't know, 5 or 6 times of being in the oven, it will perish. Hence why you said, I suppose, wallpaper, because newspaper, I think, will become very brittle after it's effectively cooked. But that is utterly gorgeous. See, again, lovely tradition. Mark says, can you feed them anything else? Yes, absolutely. Anything alcoholic. Masala is a trick I missed. We don't have any masala. And I was under a time limit to try and get this done for you guys. So masala apparently is really, really lovely in there. Or if you don't want alcohol, go for what is utterly gorgeous, which actually is called something. My best friend makes it. It's basically a tea cake. It's Earl Grey tea brewed, just a normal cup of Earl Grey. Let it go cold and then pour that into and so you get this slightly tea, and you get the slight sort of bergamotti flavours of the Earl Grey in there as well. Is it called Batha Bryn or something like that? It's a Welsh recipe of tea cake, I suppose. How gorgeous. Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on here? Kath's saying the wallpaper bit is on the outside of the tin. What the heck? Why have you got wallpaper on the outside of the tin? We have to carry this conversation on another time. We haven't got time. You have utterly confused me. Anyway. So listen, gang, some news very quickly. Roots, Wings and Other Things, the podcast of which 200,000 people download worldwide, which I am just utterly amazed over. I felt that it had got to the point with Series 4 that we should do more. So the last episode had just come out for Series 4, and that is it. That is, there will be no more episodes of Roots, Wings and Other Things in that format. So in February next year, Roots, Wings and Other Things returns as a weekly TV show with an amazing co-host who you are going to love. And we're going to strip the audio out of that, and that will become the podcast. It's a whole new format, whole new look, whole new feel, new content. We've got weekly competitions and free giveaways and prizes and new features. You're going to flipping love it because I'm super excited about it. So we start filming that in January. And this, of course, has a little pause because next week is the big day and Father Christmas needs a little rest, as does Jez Christmas. And then the week after that is New Year's Day. So Sunday Elevenses returns on the 8th of January. There'll be a little reminder in a second, so make sure you pop it in your diary because I don't want to miss you. And listen, on Christmas Day, if you're alone or you find yourself alone or on your own or lonely by design or otherwise, I'm going to be on Instagram throughout the day to keep you company so we can chat, we can share things, and I don't want anybody to feel alone or lonely. Hang on a second, what is going on in the chat now? Justine's lost the chat feed. I don't know what I've done. You've broken it. Welcome back. Kath, if anyone is stuck for a meaningful gift, can recommend toilet twinning. Yes! Oh my gosh, I totally forgot that, Kath. Yes, yes, yes. We had... at the farm, I did toilet twinning. It's such a great idea. We had both of our toilets twinned. You donate for, I think it's 30 quid, something like that. You get a certificate and and it's framed, and you can put it up in your toilet, say this toilet is twinned with a latrine in a third world country or a country torn apart by war. So there's a lot in Afghanistan and places like that. In fact, we had two. They give you the coordinates, so you know exactly what toilet you've helped twin. But both of ours were in sensitive war zones, so they didn't give you the exact coordinates so they couldn't be destroyed, which I thought was lovely. Absolutely brilliant idea, Kathy. Yeah, really great last-minute gift as well. So it leaves me really with the most important bit, and that is to say a huge, huge thank you. We've got some great improvements coming for Sunday Elevenses next year, which I'm hopeful that you're going to appreciate and see. It will sort of go up a level so it feels a little more smoother and professional. I've been playing around with things here to see how we can do that. I am hugely grateful for you supporting the content that I create. I am hugely grateful for you supporting the work that I do and the thoughts that I've got, and for being a part of this community. This is because of you. Me talking into an abyss every week means absolutely nothing. And I'm extremely grateful that you turn up and contribute and that you're part of this wonderful community. The community is going to grow. We're going to get closer together. And I wish you a very, very, very happy Christmas. Sarah is 40 tomorrow. You don't look a day over 4 weeks in your photo, Sarah. So happy birthday tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. If you celebrate Christmas, have the most amazing Christmas. If you don't, have the most incredible Christmas period, festive season, holiday, whatever you're doing. A very safe and happy new year. I hope it's full of warmth, a lot of love, and a lot of happiness as well. Be kind to yourself, be kind to everybody else, and I will see you after Christmas. It's a joy and a pleasure. Remember, I love you very much indeed. And thank you. Huge, huge thank you. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye. Hey, happy Sunday. Nothing like a hot cup of tea, is there?